Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about a very important topic that is like in the to become a better DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, or in normal a programmer. You want to pursue your career, but you are stuck somewhere that you are not going anywhere. Like you're feeling like lost or like you're not getting your path right because the problem could be anything. Today our focus will be mainly 4 point and we'll be covering one by one. I think you already maybe saw the post where what we'll be talking about. But you know what happening in this competitive world, every time you see something like every moment you see new technology coming up, which is very hard to keep. Okay. And you can see too much resources as well. It's also like to follow each and every resources, it's not an easy thing, and we'll be covering all through that. And just give me I think 1 minute so everyone else can join, because LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook whoever it is, like everyone take at least 2 to 3 minutes to notify the people, so keep joining. So anyone joining, the first rule should be like in go in the messaging and say from where you are, what position you hold, and what you want to become. Like, is it DevOps engineer or say cloud architect or whatever it is. Like, if you're even if you're suppose in like different position, still you want to join to other like to make a switch also. So tell me that like from which profession to which profession you are willing to switch, because that will be like help me to make this session more successful that way. Okay, so I can like customize for you people. That's the reason. Okay, so I can see it's Kalyan Krishna join. Hey Kalyan, I don't know. I can see your name, so it was good. Hi, it's Joydeep saying hi Sandeep. Hi Joydeep, and okay, I can see. I think you saw your name, but I forgot. I think let me just quickly saving. Okay, okay, it's Pranjal. So welcome Pranjal. It's okay. You're Usha. Okay, now I got it. Now I know you. Okay, so it's Vineet. I'm a web developer. Want to become an architect, and what is the position I should take to become an architect? Very good question. And it's Pragatesh, working system engineer, NOC. Okay, it's really great. Okay, infrastructure architect to cloud architect. Thanks very much for letting me know, and I'll be covering your point. Okay, this is very important. Mm, yeah, see, I'm always doing good as usual. Thanks for asking. Hey Atul. Okay. Hey Ayushi. Hey Mahesh. We had a very good talk today morning. Okay. Now Shivapada saying I'm working as a MuleSoft developer, but I want to shoot to DevOps, and I'll be covering that as well. So keep the question coming, because the more question you ask, the better answer and the more answer I will give. So this will be useful for ultimately for you, right? And because I can like this session or maybe next 2 3 after my child born, then I don't know I'll be able to make a new live session or not. Okay, for at least next like from like after 1 month to 2 to 3 months. That's why I wanted to like have this session really excellent one and cover all the topics, all the problems, all the issues that you're facing, and just give a proper solution. Now I can suggest to implement the solution is up to you guys, but I will do my best to suggest you. Okay, it's Shanmugh saying hi Sandeep. Hi Shanmugh. It's Pragatesh wanted to move to DevOps. I'll be covering that. Yes, Arup Chakraborty. Hi Sandeep. Hi Arup. Ayushman here. Hi Ayushman. Mohammed Khan. Okay. Abhay Kumar. Azar. It's Kunwar. And to move from cloud engineer to DevOps. Now, this is also a really good question. From cloud engineer to DevOps, I'll be covering that. So, whichever I'm going to cover, I'm just noting it down. So, don't worry. I have a so in this system itself. There's a tool to track all that. So, no worries on that. Now it's Amitesh from Kolkata. Hardly half an hour from your location. Okay, I want to shift my career to DevOps and solution architect. Okay. Hi Sandeep, I'm in ETL, wanted to learn DevOps. Okay. Uh, okay, hi, yes, Sandeep Das, happy to see you. And I also happy to see everyone joining the session. Okay, it's Abhay Kumar, a product manager in a leading bank. Okay, from automation engineer to DevOps. Okay, it's Pradeep. Then I get to see you again and again. I am. It's really good to see other people also like you. Okay, from cloud ops engineer to switch role to DevOps. Okay, It's Pinaki saying, "Hey Sandeep, I'm Pinaki Chakraborty. I'm into IT sales. Want to move to the cloud architect." Okay. Now, these are the really good topics going to be today's discussion. I'll be covering one by one, and then will be all the cases. So no worries. And so IT support to DevOps. Now, this is a very common question from IT support. Right, just last year itself, I think around 78 to 90 is 78 to 9, no 90, 80 persons I have already mentored and helped them to become not into this cloud, into like cloud DevOps, even programming also background they change. So I'll be covering to that also. No problem. Solution. It's Amisha saying that I'm solution integrator, but I want to move to DevOps or cloud engineer, but lack the practice on live environments. I'll be covering that as well. Try to move to product manager to DevOps engineer. Yes, thank you, Srinivas. Nice to see you too. Okay. It's VS Nagarjun say that I'm a lecturer. Want to shoot my career to DevOps, AWS, and DevOps. Okay. Joydev asked a very good question. The future of DevOps, and many have actually this particular doubt that what will be next. What will like is the DevOps going to be after 5 years, 10 years? If not, then what it is? If it is, then what are the topics going to be? I'll be covering that as well. It's Rajit saying that how to connect cloud and DevOps and creating a big project, popular tool for the same. I'll be covering that. It's Chirag saying that hi Sandeep, I'm currently working on a payment domain specialist. Want to move to cloud developer or architect? How should I move into? Okay. It's Sandeep Desari, and you, Sandeep, you and me are supposed to do a session schedule soon. So, hello Sandeep. I'm looking for a DevOps cloud architecting. Currently, I'm a data production software architect. I'll be covering that as well. So it's Atul saying that how to start, who is at start in their early career in the cloud. Got it. Oracle DBA. It's Prashant saying that. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's Prashant Kumar. Hi, I'm Oracle DBA. Want to switch to the database side as a PostgreSQL or DBA side. Okay. Naki, I think I saw your Naki. So no issues. I saw your thing. Student to DevOps. That's also a very important one. Okay, and Sinavas actually writing a good thing that for have 10 years of Java and JE experience and computer solution architect, but I didn't focus on okay, since there is no project in current organization, how can get entry level solution architect? Okay, it's the vendor saying I want to move to the DevOps domain. Okay, it's Gaurav saying how to be consistent in cloud and DevOps journey. I'll be covering that as well. It's Satyam saying that hi sir, I'm working as a network engineer. I want to change my domain. Which domain is the best to learn future opportunities? So and so on. There will be a lot of other comments. I'll be like at the end of the session, maybe in the mid of the session, wherever it is. I'll be covering the rest of the question. Now it's time to actually cover the point, like a common point. Like what are the common points we have that no proper guidance. So let's go one by one. There is 4 points I want to cover at the beginning, which is the biggest hurdle for any professional to go in their careers. So let's do that first. Okay. Now let me actually hide this one and share the first portion is no proper guidance. Okay, because that's the main important question for many people. Like we are not getting enough guidance how we can get it. And there is actually the things that you try to reach out the people who have really good experience and everything. The problem is that if you try to reach out to 100 persons, you may see not even a single person actually giving you reply, or if someone giving reply is not that much of any care and all. Like not everyone, like there are people, if you just try to reach out, they will give their 100%, they will try to help you out, but it's not that everyone will do that right for you. So how to get the proper guidance for this particular point? I will say that do your own research, because that's how you have grown till now. You can go that. And of course, if you can get a mentor, if you can see the people who are giving knowledge, mostly maybe they're as a part-time, or like as a they're they're willing to, they have some time, they're doing for the community, you should be taking all that opportunity. Okay, and how to do that, even like how to reach out to those kind of people, I will tell you how I reach out to those people. So I didn't know about AWS. I knew, but I didn't know in that depth about AWS when I started my journey. So at that time, I simply like I was looking for some other good DevOps engineers or cloud architect so that I can take help from them or maybe learn from them. The problem was whoever I'm trying to reach out, they're just rejecting and no, 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 they're not even replying. Okay, that was the real story at that time. So what I did, I look for the groups. So there are in the meetup, there will be you find a lot of groups. Okay, where it could be programming, could be like normal say cloud application development or cloud or DevOps. A lot of topics you can find there. So I tried to join slowly, slowly. Not like I cannot join all the these kind of meetups at a single time, right? So I did slowly, slowly try to join and try to attend the session. Even I joined on multiple AI, ML. That didn't get into my mind. That's a different fact. But I find out okay, the cloud part. What takes like I joined the AWS cloud group in our Kolkata local group. So I tried to attend the session. We actually had a pizza on that day, and I ate two pizzas. So anyway, so but that session, though the people came in the session and given a speech, I liked a lot. Okay, those are actually the people from the AWS itself, and they're giving free training at the moment, and they're actually trying to build up the Kolkata local AWS group. And I like it. They explained to me what needs to be done, how to get certification. I think it's Chandra was there. I forgot his full name, but it's Chandra was there. Okay, and Devashish was there. He's also AWS employee. So they are there and they explain so well. Okay, so what is like I learn a lot. I learn my next level path. They are not like dedicated mentor, but they given the information right. So you have to like they already in a top profession in a AWS like company, and they are suggesting something which is like we should be looking into. Okay, so don't miss this kind of opportunity because I see a lot of groups, especially the Bangalore AWS group, doing terrific job. I'm telling you, you might not believe it, but if it's possible at all, the Terraform, sorry, not Terraform, the AWS that group in the Bangalore and AWS group in Surat, in even Chennai also, these groups are doing awesome. They're arranging different kind of session, and the people speaking on those kind of sessions are already like in the field for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. That kind of experience they are holding, and once they're saying something, you should be listening to that. People say they don't have a time they time have for Netflix. People say they don't have time for learning, but they have time for the going here and there. So with all that, if someone just try to attend any of the session, you will find your next, like if you have any doubts and you're seeing that particular doubts getting covered in the session, why not just sit and just listen to them? If you do that, it will be one of the biggest guidance. I myself actually attended in my past, like say 5, 6, or 7 years ago, whenever there was a session I attended first, and then I keep joining those kind of meetups. And the knowledge I get from the speaker, the knowledge I get from the peers who joined the session was huge and really worked out for me. So if you are in a position where you are not getting any guidance, you are not getting like no one giving you guidance, or you think that you will be not able to get guidance, why not you try to join those kind of groups or meetups and attend the session. For now maybe it's online, but still just join and talk with people. If it's possible, it will be even better if you can just go there in the venue and join them. That will be like a human to human interaction, which is much more effective. Okay. So if you do that, that will be even great. Okay, now just try to approach them, ask them question like I'm doing this, how can I become like a DevOps, like I'm working the support, how can I become support DevOps engineer, what are the things that I need to be learned, where I should focus. So these are the question if you should ask them, and they will be giving you the proper answer. And there is no kind of to like there is no selfishness in them, to be honest. I've seen the AWS group organization that all the people who are there, it's really well. Like they are so selfless. They are actually trying to help the people, the community, to grow even further, make India in a greater place. Okay, so I will really suggest to join this conversation, and you get the guidance, if at all possible. That suppose like I'm giving some say limited kind of mentorship opportunities, which I saw already. I think 32 or 33 or something around person already joined my mentorship. I'm trying to help as much as possible. Similar kind of, if there is other people also doing the thing that is in your category, your target, say DevOps, say cloud, or whatever it is, then you may try to approach them, join their, like if it's small fee, like I charge only very small fee, kind of very very less, to be honest. and I try to give as much as knowledge as possible for the sessions, because it's not just for money making, because the target is to get the serious people and give them as much knowledge as possible. Okay, so you try to get through like the dedicated mentorship or this kind of grouping. This is how you should get your guidance. Okay, now there is a lot of people actually ask me this question like, Sandeep, I'm not getting guidance, I'm not getting guidance. I'm saying, what did you try to get guidance? They are saying, Sandeep, I try to reach out people in LinkedIn, I try to reach out people in Facebook. Now Facebook is a personal space where people might not like me trying to reach out to people. But if you try to reach out in a say LinkedIn, there you say what is exactly, like, not hi or not hello. Simply say that I saw your post, I saw your videos, I saw your content. There are really, like, if you really like them, so tell them like them. You find like what are the things that you like about them. Uh, Say for someone teaching DevOps or someone teaching cloud or maybe programming, you say what are the particular episode you like it, and say that I want to become DevOps engineer, cloud engineer like you. What are the path to content? And if you try to reach out like that to 100%, at least one person will definitely give a reply, right? And that is a break point. So that will be a target to get reply from one person. Okay, and of course, just as I told you that you try to reach out to the different groups, and if possible, give for the mentor session. So this, if you try to apply this, you will see the difference. If you see, there are senior most even people, even if it's like 20 years, 30 years experienced people, if they see you're consistent, if they see you're trying to achieve something, they themselves will allow you to, like, they even allow you to have a call with you. Like I tried with the, I'm telling you that I was actually on the point of rising at the moment. I'm learning this and that, and I tried to reach out a very senior most person. I think around 40 years of experience in the like entire IT management and all that kind of director person. And I tried to reach out the first day, they didn't reply. I tried again after 1 week, like he didn't reply. I tried after 1 month. That time he says, Sandeep, I saw your message. I was very busy. I was thinking that I would have to get back to you. But of course, those are the people having thousands of things in their mind. How can they remember all everything? You have to be consistent. That they will notice, okay, this person is trying to reach out a lot of time. Let's give it time. We had around 2 hour of session, and it was a really excellent one. Okay, and just after the the session is done, Sandeep, he just say that, Sandeep, I think you're a like excellent developer, plus you have really good knowledge in the cloud. Why not you join and work in our project? I said, that sir, I am already working with Sandeep. It's fine, you join as a normal side project. And I joined them, and it paid me really really well. So I got someone experience, like their opinion on what to do next, what should we be learning, and how we should approach the top persons and all, like, and maybe taking in the future a greater position, and so all about that. And not just that, I got a project where I can earn a lot of money, and it's not a cheap one. I'm never said I'm a cheap resource. I charge really high, and I, because I want to dedicate to that, I don't want to focus everywhere. I want to focus only a few things that I can do best. Okay, so, and that worked out really well for that. So you see that if you try to reach out to the people who are this kind of capable people, you will find out opportunities. You will find out opportunity to learn and grow more. Okay, so you have to focus on that. Now this is the part is about the proper guidance and like how to get it, and I've told you already how to get it. Now I'll be covering the next part. Okay, now what is the next part? Let me see that. Okay, I think this is the one that everyone also like say that, not, no, not this one. I think it is that too much information. Okay, this is the second point, that there is too much information, which is really confusing. And I know you get confused, like if you just Google about something, say how to become a DevOps engineer, you are seeing like in the first page of Google itself like 100 posts. I don't know how many is there, maybe to 10 to 100 posts, and they're each post saying something else. And you are like, okay, like whom to listen? Everyone's saying something different, then whom to listen and whom to follow? And if you try to follow all the this kind of links and posts, you get so confused, you lose hope. That's, it might not be for me, it's too much, I cannot handle. This is the feeling that when I was talking with other people, other engineers and all, maybe even the support person who want to become even support or QA or other professional who want to become cloud or DevOps engineers, they say the same thing. Sandeep, I tried to read all information, I tried to digest all, but it's so much information that I didn't able to process. Like I'm just getting started. how I'm supposed to learn all that. Okay, so then I tell that why didn't you go follow one at a once? Like you are trying to go through all at once, and what happening that you are not like able to focus on anything. So focus one at once, try to understand if there is a right path or not. After you read entirely, then you try to implement it, or just work with it somehow. Is it working out or not? If it doesn't work out, then of course you have to look for some other path. But if you try to follow everyone else, like all the posts, all the articles, and every video, every single videos, how you're supposed to do things, you have to do one thing at a time, so that you can do it better. Now that person, most of them also replied us, Sandeep, if I try this out, then it's too much time already wasted, and it's so taxing that I cannot do work or do learn from other things. I say nobody says that it's gonna be easy. It's tough. It's supposed to be tough. That's why you are searching through all that. You are going through all that, right? Now there are people who are trying to make it easy, but even someone trying is not going to be easy for everyone. Everyone have their own thinking process, own capability, own personality. Not that every one shoe going to fit everyone, right? So it has to be different. It has to be, your learning process is going to be different than other people. Your way of thinking going to be different than the people. So you have to think yourself. My suggestion in this particular topic, like if there is too much information, if there is too much to digest and process, you go slowly. First, take one article. Suppose you are thinking about learning Ansible. Just I'm giving an example. Or as learning Terraform. Okay, there's a debug topic. Now you are like, you search in the Google like Terraform codes, or maybe like Terraform like cheat sheet. All you might see a lot of result. See the first part or the first article or first one or two articles you see, except the ads, because ads are a target for you. But don't click on the ads. Just the result. Okay, two three results if you see, those are the topped because people actually read those, actually think is useful. That's why Google's showing on the top, isn't it? So maybe if you give them try the first, and then if it doesn't work out, okay, you move for other things, other articles. But what if those will work out? If you give your focus, if you really try to give put your efforts and try it out, there are high chances that you are going to get that done. I tried actually. I will tell you. So when I think around 3.5 years back, when I was actually trying to reach Terraform, and I see everywhere that so many. I try to learn from other things at once, and it's a bummer. I tried, but I didn't able to. So I thought, just I will not look at everything. I will just go one with once. So I was reading one article. I even forgot the author name, but going through the article, that was actually first result in the Google search. And while going through all that, I followed it really carefully. I tried out in the console and in the cloud and all. It started becoming more clear. The thing that was lacking is a focus, and since I lack the focus, I was trying to learn from everything at once, like too much. I want to learn too fast. But if you learn to try too fast, you miss a lot of details. So the trick here will be not trying to learn too fast. Instead, learn carefully at the beginning part. Okay, at the beginning itself, you try to learn something like one by one article. Then you, if that is done, then look for the other topic, other articles, or maybe some topic that you try to learn, you didn't get it for any reason. Then you can simply search about that particular topic and the first article only that you get in the Google. So you might already heard sometime that senior engineers or senior top architects are very good Googlers. So like Google searches. So yes, that's a fact. Those are the people who know really well how to Google, and they find out, like if you give me something, I will get a result in the Google somehow. Okay, so that's the thing that you should be trying to also achieve in Google. Search out the result and focus on one thing at once, and you will see that this too much information thing or issue or challenge, it's not even bugging you. So try that out. Okay, and that's really, I can guarantee you, like if you try to go by that way, you see you're actually limiting the information. You're only going to the first article. If that is done, you're done reading with it, then you're going to next. But you're not trying to process all that. If you try to process all that at once, that's the part where the problem happening. Now there's the point that okay, you know how to get the guidance, like too much information. Then for too much information, you go to Google, YouTube, or some other places, search for the particular topic, and focus on the first one or two. Okay, then you go for the next one. That's fine. First, focus on the first one or two. That's the right way to go through. Okay, now there are people who actually even go by that way. Now I'm talking about the like very low number of people who tried even that and didn't able to process all the information. They still think it's too much information. For them, what I will suggest that you like start doing things in a different way. You just try to note down what are the things you're getting confused. Note it down. Try to research about only those particular things. I'm not able to like understand the say Terraform backend, or I'm not able to understand the CI/CD entire like complicated process why not working. So whatever it is, you write it down, research about that, and write the answer from different places in a single, say in a notebook or in the notepad, whatever it is. Write it down and try to see what are the different things they're telling. If you try that way, you will see the difference in like everyone might be telling using different words, but going a single place, because that's what the thing is about, right? It's of course meaning is something simple, but you're trying to see from different angles. That's why I'm seeing it. But if you put all together and now if you see it, you will see the difference and the similarity. Then you can understand the subject better. So that's also how you can learn it. Okay, now, this is the issue when you have too much information. Try to limit them. That will solve the problem. Okay, and of course, go for the very first or second result. Okay, that will solve this problem. Now, that is done. Now, the thing is that overthinking. So now, overthinking actually, like sometime you want to learn, or maybe some want to do something, or maybe like changing profession, to like going on a travel, going say out, or like for the job you want to go out of India or somewhere, and you overthink like what if. The problem here is the what if problem. What if I didn't able to learn that? What if go but I never able to suit out? Suppose what if I try to learn this but I fail? What if I try to post about something and people not even read or don't listen or don't see it? What if? Now this what if is actually a devil. Actually, the reason why I'm saying is because nobody actually like see, if you post something, you do something, there will be people who are going to love it, like it. There will be, okay, even one or two people will be loving it what you're trying to do, if it's a good thing, of course. And there will be people who will like no, not like you, not like your content, or not like your decision, no matter how good it is. So there will be these two kind of people. So if you think about other people, what they might think, what they might do, what if they don't accept, no, you don't have to think about that. You have to think about, is this posting about something, or is writing an article about something, or making a video on something going to make at least one people, like it will be useful for one people or two people. That will be enough. If you think that way, like not the negative side, only the positive part, then might be you will not able to think about what if parts. Okay, so and for just that, I will say the first step is actually the one that you hesitant more. So what I suggest whenever I mentor, like I was actually talking with one UA guy and saying that he want to actually post about something and all, but he just hesitate what they might say, what maybe people not don't like it, and I force him like say, you write an article, you have written an article, right? In front of me, post it. The moment he posted that particular article, I think it was 100 of likes. I was like, Sandeep, wow, I never thought of my article gonna be this kind of great. People actually trying to reach out and session from me. Even I got a job opportunity from that particular article saying that you didn't very good content. Why not you work for us? We have this kind of facilities. And he was like so much in shock after seeing that. Now onwards, I can see that he is writing one or two article on post. So if just the first time you get your like hesitant and all, but if you keep doing it and doing it, it becomes so easy. I don't know how many people are there who saw my first video. Was like I was so much hesitant, I was so much small talking and all. So that was the crazy. Actually, the first video I made was a disaster. That I know some subscriber are there who actually watched my first around 3 year back videos. And they actually sometime we had a talk in our private group. Sandeep, you change a lot from that day to now. You are now more open. You put your thoughts so straight now. That time you were like so reserved and all. I said things change, people doesn't change. Uh, their everything actually change. The personality also change over time. And What, and this change actually is the fact which is undeniable. You have to change, you have to try something new, you have to stay in the game. To do that, you have to stop overthinking. Like, doing it for the first time is actually stop the overthinking itself. So till you post something about it, you make your decision, you will be keep overthinking. So you have to take a action. Now to stop overthinking is to like take action. The more take action you take, the overthinking will stop automatically. That's why I suggested to my other, like whoever I'm mentoring, I'm saying the same thing, that if you do overthinking and you're not like, there's one very good example. One person actually was, learning, was teaching programming around 2 months back, and I asked him for a like a simple solution. Say that, see, this is a Go application. You see, he want to actually become a Go architect, so that Go learning as a developer first, as an architect, and then to a top level, like to dive in DevOps and all. And the problem he has that, he had a very good opportunity. Okay, he is a good programmer, but he programmed in the Java first. Now he want to move to Go programming. Now I tell him that you already a good programmer. You know how the programming logic flows. He's saying that, Sandeep, I'm trying to write, but I'm very hesitant to write it. I am thinking too much. I give him the task and he didn't even complete them. He just say he's think and think, and you not able to done it. So what I ask him that, you will reward yourself if you take a decision, and you will do something like maybe going to a vacation, or going out with the wives, or going to any park and all. You think that way. So provoke yourself, trick your mind to make action. So it's a kind of mind game, but still is very very effective. If you convince yourself like I have to take action to get something in for the particular target, you will start doing things instead of overthinking, and that really worked out for him. So I said him that if you were able to do it, then we'll have a session like that day or that day, and we'll meet one day. So he, and we actually had met also. He actually came to Kolkata, and then we had a meeting. So these are the ways you can trick your mind to stop overthinking and start doing. Solution is simple: start doing now. Want to go somewhere, you take preparation, you take give interviews, you actually give the interviews, you take the, even if it's failure, take the feedbacks and try for the even better things. If you want to start writing articles and posts, just go ahead and write it, just post it. If somebody say bad, be it bad, you take feedback from those people and make better than that one. So these are the way you should be moving on. Okay, not stop yourself, but you express more yourself. Because suppose you are a very well skilled developer, you're a well skilled DevOps engineer or the cloud engineer, but the world don't know about you because you never express your views, opinions, or anything. You have to show the world what you're capable of. Either write the article, post about it, you make video on that, you do live session, whatever it takes. You have, like, maybe the taking session, maybe it bit intense at the first, at the beginning, but if you start writing articles and post about that, it will be a lot clear for you. Okay, so do that. And another part of overthinking is that, people want to make a career shift, and that time they overthink, and like, I will be moving next year, I will be moving next year, like this, next. And what happens that, 5 years passed, 10 years passed, and their dream stayed dream till the moment they did action. Now how to handle this case? And I've seen this case for many many people. What I suggest them that, okay, you want to move to other job, but you have a tension saying that, what if my current job like goes down if I join there, and that job also fall off, like I'll be out of money soon, right? Now I given a very simple example, and not just a simple way itself, that why not you take side jobs. Now side gigs are available, freelancing side, in the LinkedIn also you can get like side jobs. People actually come day and night and ask me for the side jobs, for training, for consulting, for this and that. You will also keep trying, and now for to get that also you have to keep posting articles, videos, and a lot of, so people will get aware about that. Okay, back to the number one kind of thing. So you don't overthink, you try to get side clients, you work for them, you will have an extra source of income. And then you, once you have enough money and that stable side clients, you make a switch. If the main workout, like if the change to other profession work out really well, it's all good, you are the winner. Even if don't work out, you try something really great, maybe that didn't work out, you try to other place or other job, similar kind of job, to other company, that might work out. You don't have to worry about finance because you're just getting the finance part from your side clients. And this is the way it should be moving. Just out of fear or overthinking, you are not taking the proper action, is costing you a way more than you are expecting the loss will be. Like trying out something new cost you whatever it's going to cost you. Trying not that out is costing you 100 times higher. So take action, do something. If you start taking the action, you will see you're stopping the overthinking part and doing more action on that way. Okay. Now I think the fourth one, and after that I'll be going through all the questions, is that this issue. Okay. Now this is a very common issue, and when I'm talking with other people, it's like not like everyone have their schedule like 5 to I think 9 to 6. Someone have even 9 to not 6, 8, 9 based on the work type and all, based on their where the location and all it matters. But what they're saying that Sandeep, I wake up, I get fresh, I take traveling. Now, sometimes it's not traveling. Even home also, I'll be like work from home also will come. But in general, they go to office, and when they come back from office, so tired that they don't want to learn something. Don't like they even want to. They can't actually, and that's pretty common. People like this you find everywhere who want to do something, but the main drawback they're facing that like too much work pressure, like they're not able to do anything new. Now how to handle that? Like you want to grow your skill, you want to become the better version of yourself, you want to get even better job after getting new skills, but since there is too much work pressure in the current job, you are not able to do that. Very simple way is like before you go to office and after you get fresh, you have 1 hour or 2 hour time. Okay, maybe not just you don't have to invest your 1 hour 2 hour, just 30 minutes. If you just suppose you want to learn say Python, or let's say you want to learn Go, or maybe you want to learn AWS, whatever is that you want to learn, just that in 20 minutes you slowly like it has to you have to make a practice that every working day will be learning about every 30 minutes on that particular say AWS, or say the programming Python, whatever it is. Okay, you learn about 30 minutes. Okay, and that will not cost you that much. 30 minutes, just learn, and okay, you go do your. Now if you go that way, if you keep making it practice, you will see the change is happening, you are learning it. And then that the problem is that, see, I will learn about 30 minutes like the theory part. What about the practical? You have your weekends. I know that weekends you might want to rest, you might want to take care of family and all, but the thing is that it's you that you have to take care of future, not the company. Like company want you like a daily labor and keep you working and working till like they get the new resource. You are there. If they get a new resource, you will be like extra and you will get kicked out. If the technology that you're working on is really old, and it happened with a lot of people. They come to me, Sandeep, I was working in very old technology. Suddenly just the client they're working for, they stop working, they found new technology, and see I'm just like nobody was taking care of me. Like they want me to go, they want me to leave the company, they're behaving badly, and so on and on. I ask him that or her, this both kind of like both women and men have the same problem, like working on the old technologies. And I asked them, why didn't you learn something new? They say the same thing. Sandeep, after work, you don't have much time left to work or learn something new. How can you do that? I just simply like whoever willing to sit there, like why not you learn 30 minutes a day, and in the weekend, like maybe in the Saturday and Sunday, or even in the both the days, if you get chance, why not you practice that what you're learning through the week? Whoever listen to the what I've said, the schedule I've given to them, they are already maybe in the cloud and they will job, even some in the programming as well, and they did able to make the career change. And who didn't listen, they're still in the old job, still trying to like reach out and see what we should do next. I tell everyone that if you don't take action, you don't like learn it and practice it, there is no other person in the world can help you. Like not me, even if you hire someone with a lot of cost, that person also cannot help you becoming a better version of yourself if you don't try to do it. So what you have to do, learn little by little daily, and you have to sacrifice maybe your weekends. There's no other way. You have to, because it's for your own good. You have to learn on the like practice on the Saturday and Sunday, and then you learn week. Okay, it's okay that after 4 week or 5 week you take 1 week off or 2 week off for your own entertainment or enjoyment or just rest. But again, you continue. If you keep doing and that, you will get really really great opportunities over time, that and you will actually see, wow, that I have become so much better than my previous self. I was like uh, going here and there for job because my I was going old technologies. Now every other recruiter is coming to me saying, will you willing to join to my company or not? That's the big change. If you put the big effort, you'll see that a big change happening in your life. So you have to work for it. Okay, there is no other shortcut for that. You have to work daily, the 10 minutes, and weekends you have to put 3 or 4 hours for the practicing, and that will be enough for you to go to a next level, to develop your skills and get a job. Also in this particular weekends, you should be also preparing for the interviews and give the interviews and go appearing for them. If you get failed, okay, just keep the notes where you failed. You prepare for all those questions, so that next in interview the same question get asked, you should be able to answer them. That's very important as well. I think we have covered a lot. So this 4 point I want to talk about. Now I'll be going through each and every comment that you people are asking now. Okay, and I'll be answering them. So it's Satyam. I think last I was talking about your comments. So I'm working as a network engineer. I want to change my domain. Which domain is best for the future opportunities? Now, since you're in the networking domain, if you can make your domain to cloud networking specialty, like cloud networking specialty part, you will have a huge demand because of your network background. And if you learn the cloud technologies, the virtualization, virtual routing, and all, it will be even better for you. Okay, it's Sushant saying the highs and the test engineer switch to cloud and DevOps. So for you, I'll be asking like first you learn about the like again for moving to cloud part, it's all same. Okay, and DevOps part also the path is different, but all are similar. Okay, for the cloud part, you have to learn the basic of the cloud. Of course, you should be learning about the basic of the OS like Linux, Windows, and all, and you should be learning about like what are the components of the operating system. See, uh, that things and how the system is working, like with CPUs, RAM, storage, and all. Networking part is very important. That's why I told previous person that networking is very important, and he know networking, so cloud networking will be great. So networking. So these four things are actually the pillar of the this cloud part. Okay, so if you learn in the cloud also, say this in the cloud there is three more main providers: AWS, Azure, and GCP. You can choose based on your region, which region has the like what influence. Maybe in the say India it's AWS. If you go to Singapore, it's the GCP or Azure. So whatever is in your local is the main preferred cloud. You learn that and just master over time, and you people having interviews, go for the certification of this particular cloud, learn while doing the certification, and you will eventually get the job. Similarly, in the DevOps part, you have to not just the cloud. As a DevOps engineer, of course you have to learn any particular cloud, preferably AWS, because there is more opportunities than Azure and then GCP. You have to learn about the Linux shell scripting, very important. Any one programming language, say Python and Go are preferred. Then you have to learn about the CI/CD tools. A lot of CI/CD tools over there: GitHub Action, Jenkins, GitLab CI/CD. Then you have the GitHub Actions. A lot of things are there. Okay, you go through all that and learn one by one. Then after you learn the CI/CD and the cloud part and all, you have to focus on the infrastructure as a code. So how using infrastructure as a code you can create all the resources, you can create the CI/CD pipeline, all that. If you're done with that, you're really in the good part, and you can do handle any kind of DevOps job that comes in your way. So that's very important. Okay, so it's Ankush saying that you suggest an ETL developer how to move to AWS Azure cloud architect role. Now, as I say, path is same. If you want to become a cloud architect, you have to like you're an ETL developer, so you might already know how the get fetch the data and then load the data and do all that processing. Now, in the cloud, you have to more focus on the networking part, the VPC part. That's really really important, and people really don't miss that part. I never suggest that you ignore that, because people actually do the certification and all, and they when they go to interviews and they get asked the question about the BBC and networking, they fail and they don't get the job most of the cases. So the cloud networking part has to be very strong. The compute part, the EC2 or whatever in the cloud if you choose, that cloud's compute parts are really important. After that, the storage part, there's a that you can say volume storage part. It's not about the object storage, but volume storage where you can install anything, any software and all. there to focus. Then the object storage, like if you have terabytes of, I mean, petabytes of data, where are you going to store it and how to store it, how to optimize it and all that. Then the databases, because you have to, like, you are going to host application, and application is supposed to talk with other databases and save the data. So the databases, these are the core services you should be focusing and learning. Okay, there is no shortcut, you have to go through all that. And all the cloud have its own own kind of services and for any particular category. And I think I missed telling that security part is very important, because if you're trying to do anything in cloud, first you have to give permission to the things, like if you're creating a user, suppose someone want to access the S3. If you don't create a IAM user and give that user S3 access, that user not going to be able to access the S3, okay, until unless you make it public. And public I don't recommend, to be honest. Now that's the thing. Now here's is her saying that I'm a Python developer, want to learn DevOps. Now the programming language part you covered, which is one of the requirement I would personally suggest for becoming a DevOps engineer. Now since you have done the Python part, you know the programming. The next thing that I hope that you know about the Linux and scripting. If you don't, you learn about that. That's also important. Then the rest, just as saying about the this DevOps part, right? The CI/CD tools, and then the infrastructure code part using Terraform, Pulumi, even using the Cloud SDKs, those have to cover. Okay, since you already know the programming in Python, it will be better for you to do the infrastructure provisioning and everything by the Cloud SDKs and the tools like Pulumi, which will make your life a lot easier. Yes, Avijit Das. Yes, my old friend Avijit. Thank you, Avijit. So me and Avijit actually were the college friends. We did our MC together. That, hope that like, it's very happy to see that you're watching my session. Okay, it's Rishit Mishra, that how to connect cloud and DevOps in a big project. Now, popular tools for the same. Now, see, in the cloud, what you do, and in DevOps, what you try to achieve. In the cloud, you host your applications. Could be your web application, could be whatever is the application. You just host it, right? And the databases you have to host in the cloud as well as a centralized database and all. Now, using DevOps, what you try to achieve, that the developer making the changes, say I'm a developer and I work on this particular application that is hosted on a cloud. As a developer, I want my changes, like as soon as I'm making it, it should be available in the staging server so QA can test it. And once they approve the test or like approve the changes that did, it has to go to the production automatically. Now that part cannot be like manual, because suppose there is 10 developer or 100 or 1000 developer, it's not possible that every time manually check and okay this all the codes and everything and then it's go to the production. It's very very hard. You have to put automation here, you have to put some code analysis tools, you have to put the automated testing. Say all programming have this, you have to write the test, like ask the developers to write the test cases and test those test cases before actually even moving to staging and all. So once the code move to staging and QA, there are a lot of QAs are there, they're testing it, they confirm it, or maybe the client itself is testing the application. You have to confirm it. Once that's done, then the change is going to, like, once the QA or maybe the release manager approve it, then only the changes should be going to the production. So this flow has to be done by the DevOps engineer, and of course collecting the logs and monitoring it and letting the developers know if there is any problem and all is a part of DevOps. So cloud and DevOps are actually very integrated. Okay, cloud where you host your applications for better scalability, fault tolerant, and whatever. There is hundreds of reasons for that. And DevOps to making the release flow a lot quicker, a lot better than the manual one. Manual is really rigorous, and I never suggest it. Okay, it's us, Abhay Kumar Singh. So one request last for the session. Please tell your life story. How you change from BCom to tech is inspirational. Okay, at the end I will be covering that. No worries on that. It's Vivek Sahu, as in are you? I'm always doing good. Some bit of cold, I think maybe in the voice you can see that I got a bit cold. I got cold second time this season change. Okay, it's horrible. Like outside is cold, inside is like hot. I have to run fan. Then I'm getting cold and I have to put a jacket on. It's very crazy weather, man. Okay, it's Shubrat Mohante saying then how to schedule a job in AWS, also in Kubernetes. Now, job in the sense AWS I don't understand, but in the Kubernetes you have to use the Kubernetes schedulers, and there are a lot of other tools you have to go through them. Okay, but if you're thinking about like running a cron job in AWS, then I will say use the AWS Lambda along with the that CloudWatch, and you can see schedule the cron jobs from there. Okay, do your experiments, and you'll like you said, you find it. It's really like available in the Googles all the time. Um, Neil Bose saying that how do you see that AI oops and ML oops roles moving onto the roles on the cloud and those strategy roles? You're saying that AI and ML oops roles, and okay, how I see now in the DevOps field, there is a there's a lot of people telling that AI oops, ML oops. I don't myself like, okay, one case I've seen that the availability predicting part, where the systems will predict how much is going to be the next usage, and based on the usage they will be automatically adding the number of instances and removing if we don't need it. Okay, now that's any way we can achieve based on the workload and the CPU. This takes some time, but in the automatic predicting it doesn't take much time. It already warm up the instances and balance the load automatically. Now that's it. AI oops, I have not seen much. There are people who say like they have AI and all the things they say, but if you look at their code, when I look their code, there is not much of the AI part. More of it's some kind of automation scripting is there. I don't see much AI in the DevOps, but to be honest, people may say it, but I don't see it. That's what it is. Now moving roles on the cloud and DevOps strategy roles. Now this is okay. In the strategy part, you should be like how the things you do, how the provision should happen, how the alerting should work, how the architecture should be there. Those kind of things are really good rules, okay, and they pay really high for that. Yes, I'll be covering that. No worries. Yes, Pankaj saying that I am a Java microservices lead with Azure DevOps, but lagging the Linux and networking. Hmm. Okay, so you're saying that your microservices Java microservices lead and with Azure DevOps is really good, but lagging Linux and networking. Linux part you have to learn, because if you're not in the Windows, like Windows machine, you're not handling. Still, also like you are going to work with Linux systems now or later, so you have to learn it anyway. And networking also really important, because sometimes you have to like like complex architecture, where from one portion of data has to get delivered inter networking, or from like you have a lot of VPCs, or maybe one single VPC. The traffic need to be divided in a very efficient way, and there has to be enough IP addresses available and all those things. You should be knowing networking, otherwise it will be hard to achieve it. So yes, if you lag it, you have to learn the Linux and networking part really well. Start with the basics. YouTube have a lot of content in the, I mean, YouTube, you see a lot of content available, including mine also. And in the LinkedIn Learning also is content available. In the Udemy also a lot of excellent content available, less cost, like 500 and less, if you browse via the that incognito mode, of course. I will be covering that. No worries. Is Ninath saying okay? So how do you like Ninath saying that? How do you keep yourself motivated? Now that's actually one of the greatest question. Now I do things that I enjoy doing, the DevOps part, the automation, the cloud, the programming, and I always keep focusing that way. Like I will always try to do something that I enjoy. I love to work on. I try to work on even greater scale, and I want to learn. Like I want to learn and apply something that one day I will go to some place, or maybe I will start my own project or company where I should be able to utilize all the skills. Like I want to start a product company where the cloud and DevOps skill will be excellent skills to have, or maybe I join a big company in US where if I have the cloud and DevOps skills, I'll be able to do a lot better things than their existing resources. That's a great achievement, right? So I keep myself motivated in a way that I can do a lot of the things I'm learning. It has to have a greater potential which I can achieve or which can do with it. If it's like someone asked me to learn Rust and saying that okay, there are a lot of people using, I don't see a lot of people using it. Yes, there are people using it, not much. I don't see myself using any like Rust or PHP, say old language. I learn PHP, I work on PHP, but now I will not even touch the PHP coding because there is no future with that. So there's things I learn the things the way that I can use that in the future, at least the next 5 10 years. Otherwise, I'll not even touch that or focus them. Of course, there are other things that I tried but I didn't able to learn, and I thought I didn't able to learn in the sense that I tried it, but it didn't interest me. So just I'm saying that statistics part and with this the AI part, machine learning, I tried to learn, to be honest, but somehow it didn't interest me. So I left it. Now, when I tried the DevOps part, the cloud part, and the programming part, it I is so pumped. I was so interested, and it keep me motivated because I love doing that. I love doing programming, making the application, making the CI/CD pipelines, automating the infrastructure via single click or single code execution. It excites me, it interests me. So that's the reason I'm doing all that. That's the thing. Do something that excites you, then you will never be demotivated. You will keep yourself motivated that way. Okay. And it's Raju saying that I'm system administrator background, skills, Windows, Linux, good. I want to move to DevOps. I don't know how much, no much. I don't know much knowledge in programming. Okay, so the first thing that where you lag, you already know what you lack in the programming. So I will highly suggest that you learn the programming first. If you want to start with something that's easy, for that you can start with the Python or Go. It's easier. And suppose you have your some knowledge in the, say, other programming, it's okay, it's good to start, but there is no such requirement that you must have the before any programming experience. As you saying that you don't have much knowledge, that's the reason I'll be asking you to start with the Python, because Python is very easy to start. Maybe take you 1 week or 2 week, and you can do the basics job in the Python. Okay, so start with that. Okay, after that, you, like I already told the path for the DevOps, right, to everyone, so you can follow the same path, but first you learn the programming. That will, because for the automation scripting, or maybe you want to, like, if you don't know programming, that will be very tough to go for the next step, because you should, for the practicing part, you should program application or web application. Then you try to create a CI/CD for that, you try to automate the release process, you try to do the infra as a code using programming. For that you need programming language. The top ones, three programming language at the moment are in the top: Python, Go, and JavaScript. You don't look anywhere. These three are the current 5 to 10 years. This is gonna rule. Okay, now after that I don't know. We'll see how to get oh, that's, I think, is a question from the mentoring part. Now, how to get the who? Again, that's just join those groups. You see the people speaking; they're actually really talented people. That's why they're allowed to speak. You can get the who from those places. Okay, so it's Masood. Sorry again if I'm spelling it wrong. I spell wrong every time. Developer can do the DevOps task. Just want to understand, do we actually need separate teams as DevOps? Since cloud offers managed service, do you think we need DevOps team? If yes, why? Now that's a good question. Now, developers can do DevOps tasks, but if developer do the DevOps tasks, who's gonna work the development job? Because developers has hundreds of tasks. They have to release, like, develop the feature. They have to release the feature as much as possible. They have to get feedback from other places, logs and all. They have to work on it, and again client is making start making changes. They have to do it. If they again with their existing the building part, like developing the application part, still they have to do the DevOps tasks. uh, I don't know, I mean, they will get crazy. They will just stop working and say, I want to take a leave, that kind of thing. So they need some rest. If you try to, like, a developer also can do the, the that part. A database administrator, a developer can also do the monitoring part. Developers can also do the peon stuff, like they cannot do that everything, right? So think about that developers, okay, they can do it. If they can learn, they can do it, until unless they completely move to DevOps part. But it will be too much headache, too much task, too much time they have to put to get it done. Because you think developing application and developing again the infrastructure part as a, like, another application, is so much load on them, isn't it? It's better to have a team that is DevOps, who will handle from the, like, development to production, that thing. And also one thing here, access is not getting shared with the developers, or even in the DevOps also there is only limited access. So security point of view also there, and of course the workforce point of view, too much pressure on particular team or persons will be risky. Okay, and that will affect the retention rate, because if people see that I'm working so really damn hard and I'm getting paid like peanuts, why I'm should be working at a company? They have a sense of, sense of rewarding for them. So that's never suggested. If it's a big or medium firm, there has to be a separate DevOps team who will handle the the testing, like automated testing and the deployment in the production and staging servers. They has to handle the log connection. They have to handle the, like, if there is any like containerization or Kubernetes deployment. They have to handle the process automation. They have to handle the infrastructure automation part if it's required, and do all that. That's the reason a DevOps team is needed. Now, there are actually really, okay, I have a meeting in 9. Okay, so there are actually a lot of, like, managed services, but sometimes cost is so damn high that you don't want to use them. That's a fact. And depending on a managed service, okay, you fine, you're depending on them. What if that next day, suppose you're working in AWS, or maybe in the Azure you are working, and next day client had requirement, say you move the entire thing, do migrate to AWS, and after that maybe they recommend move to the GCP based on the credits they're receiving. So all cloud provider have the credits which they give to the businesses. Think about, like, moving like one managed service to another managed service. Is it feasible that fast? If you say DevOps team was there, they maintain the entire thing in a Docker system. They're handling the dedicatedly this migration, and they're handling everything via code. It wouldn't have been great, like really great, right? I mean, the DevOps team focus on the application development. DevOps team focus on the deployment, managing in different clouds and all. This is how you can get the perfection. Okay, so okay, is that how to do DevOps your own? So see, to learn DevOps your own, you can go through different like courses are there in the Udemy, in the YouTube. Also, there's full courses. I'm also making one course. I'm doing really great progress. I'll be soon that releasing maybe next month. So there are a lot of sources available. So you can simply learn from that. Okay, it's that Varun, let's Lee Code Medium. I don't know which one is this. So it's James from Afni. Hello everyone. Hello James. It's Rohit saying that right now my profile is testing, but one my work is monitoring the KPI. Okay, one client. Now, if I want to switch to my career to cloud, can you suggest me guidance? Now, for you also, guidance is same. Learn about the Linux and the basic OS, Linux and the Windows. Then learn about the like what are the cloud service. Like there are a lot of cloud service again, AWS, GCP as well. If you not decided yet, I will suggest to start with AWS, because that's the most opportunity lies. So start with that part where the most opportunities are there. So if you start from there and then you learn about the compute part. Actually, even starting with the computer, I would suggest start with the security, but without security you cannot access the resources. So please start with the security, then start with the compute, then start with the storage, then start with the object storage where you can store petabytes of data. Start with the GBs and all, the GB or terabyte or petabyte of data you can store. Then look at the database services. Then look at the services like containerized services and all. You look once how can you use one service with another services, and you look at the tactical question or the use case specific. That's how you can, like, get into DevOps tools and get into the cloud field that easily. Okay, learn it, practice it, and go for the certification exam, because there you will see the use cases coming as question. Then you will understand the use cases as well. The first, suppose you're not ready, you just sit in the exam. That's okay. You sit if you have money also, because that cost you very good. So just sit in the exam and you can find out what are the use case coming. You never even seen the use case that's coming. That's actually learning. If you see the question that you never before, then you research about that, then you learn about that, and it's a addition for your knowledge. So you can go that way. Hi Manohar. Glad to see you. Glad to see you too. Can you get dedicated video in Kubernetes? Yes. From January, not January, from March, because in the February I'll start making the videos. There will be CKID and the CK course, the Kubernetes Administrator and for developers course, and uh, soon we will see that they will release on the March either mid or end. Okay, you'll see that. It's Crivero. Hi Saurav. So how are you doing? I'm doing really great. How to join the group in the YouTube? No, to join this learning groups, you can find them in the meetups. My personal all-time favorite is the AWS Bangalore group. That's an awesome group run by the awesome persons. Okay, you must join that. That's really awesome. And of course, Suraj group is like I double is my friend, and I like his work also. He's doing really good to him. Okay. Uh, Now, guys, just listen to him. I heard him and how now I'm achieving all goals and new work. Great. So it's Manohar Reddy saying that how to transit from finance field to cloud DevOps fields with no on paper experience. Now, see, there will be situation like this. I'm saying like support background people are coming to DevOps and cloud from. I'm like a BCom engineer. I'll be coming to that how I come to DevOps field. From BCom engineer to a cloud architect and a DevOps senior DevOps engineer. I'll be coming that, but it's possible. It's possible to come from finance background. Like I'm from finance background to this tech field. You have to work really hard than anyone you know to achieve it. Like because you don't know programming, so you have to learn programmings and all. You don't know the cloud, you don't know the technologies, how the client server communication works. You have to learn all the basics from beginning if you want to jump into the cloud or the situation. So while speaking about my background, like how I become from like a novice, not even cloud side, didn't knew how to use the computer properly, to a level where I'm working with one of the like many big clients all over the world, and training I think so around more than 500 people already trained last 3 years, like over a time, and now I think 100 going on. So I'll be coming to that. No worries. Let's just go through. Uh, Easy path, exactly. Easy path are not always sustainable. You have to really work hard for that. It's something we are not sure on one thing, and oh, we are not sure that one thing will be ideal one to follow. That is true, but you don't know that if you don't go through the things, you don't know that the thing is good or bad, right? So you have to first go through, and if you think that maybe no, you're not liking, don't like the teaching style, you don't like the content writing style, you don't like the formatting, of course you can go to the next one, but go through one first and then go to the one. Okay. It's so funny saying that I'm system engineer, have 12 year experience in system administration, VMware, backups, and infrastructure. The problem in many companies, the problem is many companies require the cloud experience, where the most of my experience is on premise. Now you have it. Yes, the companies are now moving towards the cloud, and actually see, okay, it's fine that you add system administration, but you have more scope than the support persons or the QA persons, right? Now QA persons is a bit different, they have the more application development. For them they will still be the greater one for the QA engineers. But since you're in the system engineer, for you also the DevOps field will be much better in general, since you're working the VMware. Okay. But it's also possible to learn cloud for you. Like you already know how the Linux system works or the other system works, and how to do the migration and all. You already know that part. For you, you have to learn the basic of the cloud. You can go through the certification path, AWS certification, really great. I followed it and it worked like charm for me. I got my the basic, the practitioner one, all the associates, and all the professional certifications. So and see where am I. So I really suggest go through that particular certification path, any cloud, wherever you want to move. But again, my personal favorite is all the time is AWS, because the services, the list of services, or the quality of services that AWS give, I didn't find in other cloud. That's my personal opinion. Okay. Okay. It's saying should you pursue all certification, or it's better pursue limited certification enough to get the job interview and focus on one practical application of those technologies. Yes, that's actually a very good question, because some people you will see 14 certification, 20 certification, even the hill of certification, like they're stacking up. Now, as my personal opinion, if any certification interests you, you like to learn about the certification is trying to teach you or trying to challenge you, you can go for that. But is it must? No, it's not a must. You have to choose your path. Suppose you want to learn the you want to become a DevOps engineer. Then if you want to become a DevOps engineer, what is the certification path you choose? You have to first go through either the basic one, that is cloud practitioner. I'm talking about the AWS path. Okay. If you are trying to become a DevOps engineer, then and you the preferred cloud is AWS, then first learn the practitioner. And now if you're already working the AWS for last 1 year, 2 year, you don't have to go through the practitioner part. Instead, you should be focusing on the SysOps part, not even the solution architect, because your goal is for DevOps, right? You do the SysOps certification. After that, take around 3 4 months, even the 6 month preparation time, you jump in the DevOps professional certification. Now you have the professional, one associate, one professional. You go to any job and say that, like interview, and say you have professional certification and you have practical knowledge, you get the job better than other people. I mean, you are the most prepared candidate for them, okay? Because you have chosen the proper path. Now, after getting the job, if you want to do exploration, get a certification, perfectly fine. But it's not mandatory. Just for your particular path, career, whatever it is, what is your like next thing you should want to achieve, for that only use your certification. That should be a mandatory, but not all other certification. Other things are like could be passion, could be your zeal to learn and all that, but not a mandatory thing. Okay, just focus on the path that you want to achieve. That will be better for you. So okay, fresher. Okay, Akib. It's saying that it's challenging. Is challenging to change the technology and start learn from scratch. Yes. Now think about me. Like I was an accountant and did new programming and everything. From there, like to a position where every day I'm just opening my eyes, doing programming and closing, like after closing and stopping the programming part. So that drastic change happened with a lot of hard work. Not like that. No, it's not possible. Not a single day, single year. It took me 10 years from there to this day to learn all the technologies or learn whatever interests me, learn all the cloud technologies, learn PHP, JavaScript, Python, Go, like whatever interests me, I've learned. And of course, the cloud like AWS, GCP, Azure, DigitalOcean. So it all these years of cumulative experience that helped me out. Similarly, like you're the system engineer. Now you system engineer on premise, you have so much knowledge in that particular field because at the beginning you might not even knew all that, right? Because now you all these years you have learned all that. Similar way, if you want to make a change, you have to work 2 or 3 into of that you work for that particular previous one. That's the reason now this time you have experience, you know how to handle the pressure, you know how to handle the people. This time you can have better chance of learning something new quicker than previously you had. So of course it's challenging, it's problematic. They're going to be the like could be your toughest thing in the world at this moment to change from one career path to other career path. But for the betterment of yourself, you have to do it, and you have to do it. There's no option. So you have to really work hard, even if it's challenging, and get it done. Okay. Now is that Ajay saying that I'm a telecom engineer and having 6 year of experience. I don't need to switch domain again and again, and I'll be completely dedicated towards DevOps if you clear the career growth on DevOps. Actually, for the for the DevOps career path or the roadmap for DevOps, if you go to my LinkedIn profile and the article section in my profile, you'll see, or you can search for the DevOps Roadmap 2021 and 22. You'll find my article only. From there, you can see the entire path is there. Okay, everything, the courses, the skills that you need, everything is already in my LinkedIn profile. You go there and look at the particular article, and you will be much more clear on that. Like if I talk about that particular article now, it will be again 3 4 hour, and I only have 15 minutes. Divagacha, under DevOps guidelines admin, it had infra. I don't have developer experience facing problem in DevOps. Take interview. Yes, if you don't have programming experience, you will face problem in the interview, and that's a must. And here, personal CI/CD projects to yourself. Yes, see, you already know you're lacking in the programming. You learn about the programming. My suggestion, go with the Python first. That's easier to learn. In my YouTube channel itself, I think you've already seen it. If you don't see it, go to the video section of my channel. There is Python basics course and Python advanced course. First go to the Python basic course, then the advanced one, and you learn the Python programming and keep practicing it. In the interview, you can tell you know Python. Show them some demo projects, and it will be very good to get the project, good job. Okay. Arup saying, I understand that I have set a boundary to learn from target sources material and need to ensure consistent to hard work. You got it right. Because if you try to learn from a lot of places altogether, the problem is that you learn nothing. It's a khichudi in my mind, in anyone's mind, if you try to learn that khichudi learning. So what should we be doing? Focus at one thing or one source first. You complete it. If you think it is not enough, or it or have the enough content, there is a lot of topic got missed, if you're searching and find it, why not just search over the topic and learn from those particular resources? That way you're limiting the information and learning the things that you really wanted to learn. That's the right way. Okay. So yes, learn consistently, small at a time, focus on one thing at a times. You will see you will be in a lot better place than the people. Okay, you can go through that. How to get project in Indian freelancer. There is freelancing sites available. Upwork is there, freelancing sites is there now. The problem is that there are people from many places. I will not name any countries or everything, because I cannot even name my country, because my India also there is a lot of people who offer to do the jobs for very less cost. The problem is causing that now they do it just to get the client, and when the client is in, they will say that to get advanced thing to do extra, you have to pay 2 into or 3 into of that. And clients is invested so much time in this particular people, they had to pay it. And they after that they their confidence on the Indian engineers become very bad. So, what I would suggest, yes, it's actually really tough to compete against those kind of people in the freelancing sites. The better option is that you like indirectly try to get a job or try to reach out the people in the LinkedIn who are posting about the jobs. That gives the more better opportunity options than this kind of freelancing site. But yeah, keep trying everywhere. Okay, you don't know from where you are getting the going to get the opportunity, so try everywhere. Okay. How to get the okay, how to get the DevOps abroad. I have one experience now. I'm going to spend the next 1 year learning DevOps and technology. Kindly provide input. Yes, you can get job the outside of India. For that, what I personally think that you have to be a really great engineer. Otherwise, why they will be giving you the opportunity to come into the country and work for them, right? You have to be really exceptional engineer, knowing every bit like in depth plus vast experience. Then only you can get job in the abroad work. Otherwise, you had any links in the abroad side. That's the only way. Okay, so yes, you have to run very well. And I think the infra as a code part, if you learn as a DevOps engineer, that will give you high chance using Go. Okay, using Go or Python, then only you get chance from the abroad jobs. In normal CI/CD, normal cloud skills, you might not get, because everybody. So whatever everybody else knows, why for the reason they will ask you to join in abroad. If you know something really tough to attain, you are really high skilled developer engineer or DevOps engineer, then only they will ask you. Okay, that's the reason I get the outside jobs. But I don't go. The reason you guys already know, I cannot go at this time anyway. So yes, and I really love doing freelancing works. At this time, at least, I may change my decision after a few months. Who knows? Okay, it's so you were saying that overthinking leads to depression, and you don't feel productive. Also, I explained this, and that's true. If you do overthinking, it leads to nothing, and when you don't get the result, you get depressed. So that's true. That's the reason I never get depressed. I don't overthink these days. Okay. It's Pratap who is saying that, hi Sandeep, I'm automation engineer Java, Maven, Jenkins and stuff with 1 year experience. Just confused to choose a career path. More to automation, DevOps, cloud engineer. Do I need to dev experience to get the cloud engineer job? Sometime I wonder if I'm if I'm trying to be jack of all. Please enlighten me. And I think if you are trying to become jack of all, like, who's to blame you? There are like if you can achieve multiple skills, who is there to say you don't achieve the skills? Nobody, right? If you can achieve the multiple skills, fine. Like I try to learn and get skill in multiple skills that I like to have, and I'm really happy the moment I got all the skills. I'm working in this kind of projects. It's really excited me every time that I don't have to stick with a single project, because the moment I stick with a single project, my creativity actually lost. That's the reality. The moment I work in a lot of projects, yes, of course, that creates additional pressure on me, and there's no denying on that. I have to actually work on night also, but I'm enjoying it, to be honest. Still I sit in my chair and work on this way because I love to work on that different concept, different projects, different problem sets that make me that feel alive, to be honest. Because if you work on a particular thing that is like boring and all, it's like you're dying inside. Why you're working in this boring stuff? Now if you're working on multiple projects have different requirements, different require different skills. So you have the opportunity to work on a lot of kind of things, and it will excite you every single day. I get that kind of joy when I work with a lot of lot of people, okay, a lot of clients, a lot of other engineers, their problems. So I'm a mentor, and not just mentor, I'm a like I'm giving some assistance services also. So they have their own problems, which they come to me and I solve them. Like we together solve them. That also make me happy. So if you have other like a lot of skills, which is really good to have, and yes, with one experience, just confused, choose career path more into automation. See, DevOps, I will suggest you the DevOps path, because in the DevOps, and since you are learning a lot of things, DevOps part, the cloud is there, DevOps part, the automation is there, and of course, the DevOps CI/CD that you are learning, and everything is there. So for you, the DevOps path will be much better than the other people because of your zeal to learn, and you're learning a lot of things. Okay. Uh, we should accept mistakes and start again, and do dots, do on your time with focus per hour and a day and week. I don't have to say anything. Srinivas have said exactly that I supposed to say. Okay. What about if there is a rotational shifts? Man, that's a hell. Rotational shifts are hell. You write it down. Like if you want to write it down somewhere. If you are in the rotational shifts, that will make your life hell. I'm repeating that because it was when I was working in a call center. So whoever don't know that I was actually a call center guy while before joining all these tech jobs, and man, that was hell. One day actually, I got like it was the night shift and I got my job done around 4 a.m, and from there to my place actually 2 hours. But since there is no traffic, nothing, like in the 4 a.m. what traffic will see, and I reached my home around 30 minutes, like, and then from the home, the main road, they will live in the main road, not in the front of your gate, right? So from that place to my gate around 15 minutes walk, and I was like, that's a cold night, I was like shivering like anything and feeling cold, and I had not this costly kind of things, it's a cheap thing because I was kind of poor at the moment. Okay, I don't have money, don't have anything, and I felt the kind of feeling I have, it was like so horrible, so bad thing. Leave the learning part, I was not able to sleep the next day. So rotational shift are really crazy, really bad. I'm saying it loudly. Whoever listening it, agree or not agree, it's a bad thing. Don't do it. What you should be doing is that you should get a fixed timing job so that you can plan your learning well. You can plan your the next things to do. Maybe learning or going out to family or doing something else. It's much more better. Giving interviews also, like rotational shift. You don't know that you can give the interview or not if what time is the feeling, right? So I will say that get into the normal day shift jobs or freelancing. I will not say if you're not really well experienced guy, I will never say to do freelancing. But if you're well experienced, then move to freelancing. That will be better. Okay. Okay, so it's that Gurpreet saying if we are new to DevOps, how hard to get job in the industry at level. Now, if you see that now, previously it was actually hard for like freshers to get in DevOps. I've seen the problem, but now it's actually getting very easy because most of the companies are forming the DevOps teams and they are hiring the experienced people. After particularly hiring that experienced person, they are hiring the junior team, making them ready for the next, as the next DevOps team kind of thing. So you have more opportunities at this moment now in Bangalore and in the Hyderabad area and some in the Mumbai and Pune. No other places in the Kolkata. Nah, there is no much job for the DevOps beginners. But in the Bangalore, in the Chennai there is not much. I will say less, but in the Bangalore, in the Hyderabad is too many, and in the Mumbai also there is some. Okay, so these are the places you can get easily an entry level job in the DevOps. Okay. It's Ajay Das. I don't want to change the domain again and again. If I'm ready to get. Okay. Don't want to change domain again and again. If you can guide me on the DevOps future and automation doesn't impact the future of DevOps. See, the more automation actually best for the DevOps because in the DevOps we expect to do more things by automation. So yes, if you are worrying about that DevOps might take your DevOps job, you're wrong. DevOps actually give you more DevOps. The automation give you more DevOps jobs because they want some people to write the DevOps automation script, right? So that's why the thing are more automated. No, I'm just giving you a guarantee that nobody can like automatically program. Like understanding customer requirement is so tough. I don't think there will be any AI in the world developed now or going to develop in next 20 years to handle the customer requirement because their requirement like you know nothing, right? They will give you a hint, like I want like this. Now imagine what is that this, and you have to keep proposing the client, reaching out, confirming that what you are thinking, what client thinking is exactly the same thing. And the AI or automation directly can't do that. Yes, as a DevOps engineer you will be writing automation, but it's not like that. The automation kind of team, like automation cannot take your job, no. Okay, so don't worry on that. Or the topic, what I can tell you, topic, but want to share all the plugins you can use. So we will code for Python, color string, air printing, as modify. Yes, you can go through that. Even you can see my MacBook setup tutorial where I have done that. So of course you can go through that. Now, is it to be become a cloud architect is required to learn Linux and programming language? What should be learning path? So for the for the cloud part, you have to know about the OS. Self scripting, I would suggest, to be honest, but not programming, because you don't need to do programming. Yeah, sometimes there is automation job, kind of sending alert notification emails and all, where it required very small number of portion of experience on the programming, but it's good to have, not mandatory, I would say. Okay, mandatory is the compute part, the networking part, the storage part, and the security part. Okay, so that part you have to focus. Okay, future of DevOps. Now, future of DevOps is really bright, but you see that every year, every even month, there is new tools coming. What you should be looking at, what is the acceptance rate? Okay, and if you see the acceptances or see the trending, or you can see the jobs which are getting posted in different sites, there you find out the trend. If you find out the trend, you can understand the next 2 year, 3 year, 5 year kind of going to be. So at this moment, DevOps, Terraform, Jenkins will be still there. Terraform will be there. Pulumi going to get rocking. I will say it's getting really great response. You can get like if you are learning cloud, then cloud also have their own tools. So learn that. Let's say AWS have its own DevOps like CI, code pipeline, code pit, and all. So learn about that. Okay. So you have to learn, go through and all that. Okay. This is how you can, at least for the next 5 10 years. These are the next things. Of course, yeah, CI/CD part also you have to think about, like GitHub Actions, GitLab, CI/CD, Bitbucket one, not many people using it. Uh, Jenkins CI/CD you should, because there is a lot of existing projects on Jenkins CI/CD, that is great. Okay. Okay, so there are a lot of question, and I will have another meeting. So that story I will simply cover in 3 minutes. So hi, from BCom to tech engineer. So I was actually when I started my journey, I was actually BCom engineer, but I see, when I was talking about 30 years, 40 year people experience, that what is your salary and all, they didn't for the first, but since I was like less age and all, they said me how low salary they get. That demotivated me. I want to achieve great things in life. Everybody wants, but looking at the salary and all that on the bad thing they're selling, I lost my interest, and I had actually some knack for the computer system. Okay, so I thought is not going to work. BCom not going to give you what I'm after. Not the lifestyle I'm expecting. I cannot get from the BCom jobs. Okay, there are CA part and all, but there also I don't see much, like too many year of waiting time and all. That make me realize that I have interest toward the computer programming. So I started doing my computer learning journey from Ramakrishna Mission, where I learn about the computer engineering, programming language, and all. After that, I started my college. Now college part, doing the college part, also I didn't had any choice, because to make the next big move, like say MCA or anything, I have to have a BCom or bachelor degree. Okay, since at the 12 I had a BCom a commerce background, so I had to take the BCom anyway. So the BCom I still like go through, and I pass in between. While doing the BCom, I learned a lot of like programming and all from the Ramakrishna Mission for the next 2 years. And when I got ready, I tried to approach for the tech jobs, but I didn't get it. Of course, I don't have the experience, so I joined call center. There I just to get enough money so I can continue my education. Actually, from the college life, it's from the beginning. I do a lot of job, office admin, support staff, call center. I do a lot of job to get finance for my like next MCA degrees and all. Okay, so that's how I tried. When I joined the MCA, I actually like tried and got job in a local Kolkata company. There I started with the first JavaScript and UI templating. I didn't like much. After 6 months, I make a move to the PHP. There I worked for again 6 7 months. I didn't like much PHP, and I didn't like the company because they're not paying me on time. Then I make to the a good company where I work for around 1 year, and I really love it. I got very good seniors like Sinadda, Ranjit Singh. So I really great people. I learn a lot from them. Then I make move to bigger company, Capital Numbers. Somehow I didn't like their working much, so I joined a outside company. There onwards, I already have a 3 year experience using which I started my freelancing business, and now keep learning. Like first the JavaScript, I already had knowledge. Then learn about the cloud, like all this cloud system, AWS first, then Azure and GCP. Then I started learning about the DevOps, and now I'm this is okay. So this is my very journey in very short. That's how I started and done. And so guys, I have one other meeting, so I had to leave this. But I see a lot of question, and maybe I will try to reply in the comments, or somehow suppose you need the answers, you can ping me on the LinkedIn. Okay, so then I will answer. Now for today, this is done. If you didn't subscribe my channel yet, do subscribe. In the next week, maybe I will keep the session for a long time. Okay, so no worries. Bye. We will see in the next week. Okay, ta